Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Game Pass Grab Bag, your weekly podcast reviewing games from the Game Pass collection, bringing you three unique perspectives of varying skill range. I am the cursed deer god of this episode, Andrew. With me, the one who is roadkill, Keith.
Hello.
And the one who's caught in the headlights, Liz.
Hey guys.
And this week, I guess was a group pick.
Sure.
I mean, we all seemed interested, but we played Deeeer Simulator by Playism. Deeeer Simulator is described as a slow life town destruction game, but essentially it's a third-person action game, I guess is the best way to describe it. We are playing the real life of a deer.
What is slow life city destruction or town destruction? What does that even mean?
That is legitimately the description of the game, though. It's weird. I know. Here's a slow town. I guess you're just destroying it.
Like, I was going to say it was almost some sort of, like, combination of Goat Simulator meets Grand Theft Auto, but I don't know.
But we'll get into that. Keith, is this a game or pass for you?
Yeah, it's definitely a game. I think it's a lot of fun. It made me laugh. It wasn't difficult. It was short. It was fun. I liked it. Definitely check it out.
I'm going to give it a pass.
Mr. Negative these days.
I know. I really have been negative these last couple of games. But, like, by the end of to me, I couldn't even describe this as a game. Like, it just, I don't know what I did.
It was more like a simulator.
I wouldn't even call that. It wasn't even, like, I wouldn't even consider this like a internet browser game. I don't know. Okay, I will say this is a fine Game Pass game to kind of check out, but overall, nah, you're not missing much.
Well, that is the point of this podcast, so
I know,
good thing we're on the same page.
For me, it's a pass. I enjoyed it for the first half hour or so, but then I just really started not to like it. I didn't like the boss fights and then the regular combat. Even when I think it was supposed to be difficult, if you just ran in a circle and fired your gun, you won. I don't know. I got sick of it really fast.
Yeah. I think you said the first half hour, so 90% of your playthrough through the game.
Sounds about right.
So the story of Deeeer Simulator, you go through character creation, you create a very elaborate character, and you see a deer about to get hit by a car, and you decide to sacrifice yourself to save that deer. And then you get to become reincarnated as a deer, and then you start doing deer things.
And you're the bad guy.
Yeah,
You are the bad guy.
I'm assuming you are the bad guy.
No, you're destroying the city, and then you shoot at the cops, or you murder the cops that are trying to stop you from destroying the city. I mean, I don't think that would be good in any way.
That is true. I think you are 100% the bad guy in this game.
You have to kill animals, like...
Well, you are an animal, so I don't know about that.
Aren't we all, though? Aren't we just all animals?
I mean, we are. It's not a lie.
Some of us more than others. But yeah, no, you make a good point. You are just the bad guy. There's like this. The story of Deeeer Simulator sucked. I did not like it.
Because there isn't one, really.
I know, and that's what kind of irritated me.
You kill a dog. That's how you know that you're the bad guy.
Not just a dog, a corgi.
A corgi that is serving and protecting their community.
He's trying to be the best boy, and you go, "Nah, I'm gonna kill you."
I don't know. How do you know that these are good police? I mean, have you seen Zootopia? There are animal police in there, and they're not all good. Just because it's a corgi cop doesn't make it's good.
But your character is destroying buildings and killing people, and they're trying to stop you. So I feel like...
What if this is the deer's revenge for his fallen brothers and sisters who have been shot and killed?
At first,
but you kill yourself.
The first round of police have batons. They're not shooting at you. You're shooting at them. So it's until later on you get the polar bears and all the shooty police. So you are the one that's murdering first.
I mean, I suppose. But what if we're talking about a post-apocalyptic world? Okay. Humans have been enslaved by mutated animals. No.
Because you enslaved them.
No, you are trying to protect them from the police. The police are the captors in this situation. The animals have mutated. They're just some sort of militarized force that control the humans. They're just walking around aimlessly. So you give them the option to become a deer and fight alongside you.
But you kill the humans
take down the
later
corporations.
You
I
have
don't
to,
know. I'm just saying.
You have to kill the humans in order to fight the monkey. So, I mean, no matter what, you're killing humans. You don't care about the humans.
The what now? The monkey?
Yeah.
Yeah. You must have
You
got it.
have
It's
to
one of the
shoot the
achievements.
hamsters
Oh,
and
well, yeah, but you don't have to kill him. You just have to stop him from pushing the wheel. That's all.
I
I
guess.
just murdered
You're,
everyone.
you're just trying to unenslave everybody. That's all I'm saying.
I like it. Okay. I guess we should have already warned people. This is going to be spoilers because there really isn't spoilers of this. But if you are somehow sensitive to story, we're just going to be going over everything because there is not much of this game. I'm
So
already
take an
gonna
hour
say-
and a half, play the game,
Exactly.
and then come back and listen to it.
I'm just already going to say now the time to beat. Apparently, someone clocked 15 minutes, which is very possible. You can easily do that. But on average, you're looking at an hour and a half to 2.5 hour gameplay in this game. So there's not much to talk about. So this is probably be a quick episode. I already know we're going to go on some weird tangents. I'm going to try to not be as sassy this episode.
Are we going to talk about the ending?
Yes, we are. Because I'm going to go all into this story. I kept feeling like I'm trying to play this game, and I'm like, there's got to be some sort of symbology with this game. You know, what's going on in this? Is this supposed to be like Animal House or something?
I love a good Boondock Saints reference.
I know, you're welcome, babe.
appreciated that.
But like, I like you even noticed when you go to the future and there's like water everywhere, you're like, oh, is this like a global warming kind of thing? And it's just
Well, it's
no,
weird.
it's nothing. There's just nothing in this game.
And then there's like the shooting of the police, and it was just like, I don't know. I just didn't feel good playing this game.
And then you fight yourself.
Yeah.
And then you fight yourself's curse. And then you become giant robots and fight yourself again.
There was nothing I
weird.
did that I felt good about.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt no emotional connection to this game.
I saw like a tear go down Liz's face while she was playing. She was like,
no, corgi friend.
she's like, why'd I murder the sheep?
Not the sheep.
But it is weird. Yeah, I did not understand. You, as a human, sacrifice yourself to save a deer, which, by the way, I like it gives you the option. It says, be reborn? Yes or no? Did you guys pick no?
I almost went back and checked no.
Oh, I always do no. I always learned to do the opposite what a game tells you because there's usually an achievement. Like, I remember we played, crap, I already forgot the name of the game.
Procession to Calvary?
No, well,
you-
that one, too.
Where it tries to stop you from jumping off a cliff
Yeah.
or stabbing people.
No, I
it
was
was
talking about
the forest.
the one with the grove. Yeah, with the little,
Yeah,
little
I know
creatures.
what you're talking
yeah,
about.
I didn't go through the portal and it gave me an achievement. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to say no. Don't be reborn. It literally, it rolls credits. It says you died. It just rolls credits. And so you
Nice.
just start over again. But yeah, so you get reborn as a deer. And then there's no context. You're literally in a random town and you just start attacking cars, horses, people, and they give you guns. Because that's how things work. You destroy a building, you destroy a car, and you get a gun, and it becomes your antlers, and then it becomes like the side of your face. And then your character, your deer just becomes a walking death machine. You just blast everything, and police try to
Mecha
stop
death
you.
deer.
It's so weird. Like, all right. So I'm also transitioning to the gameplay here, because this is just... This
I
game.
thought you wanted to talk about the ending.
Oh, okay. No, I guess Joe. I don't know who I'm fighting. You're fighting a giant fish. You're fighting, the police. Like I said, yeah, that kind of makes sense, I guess, what's going on.
Nesting
The
dolls.
giant koala bear. And then eventually, yeah, you get to the end for your final boss fight, which, by the way, the final boss fight is really boring. It's really pretty bad. But yeah, if you get the true ending, this game was nice enough to give you two endings. The true ending is you wake up as a human and you're in the hospital and your head is stretched. And it's just like, that's not how it works. Your head is just incredibly high up and you're just perfectly fine. You have no other medical issues, just your neck is long. And that's the ending. And it's like, okay, so this whole game's a dream?
Well, I mean, that makes sense because, like, all of a sudden she's selfless and just saves a deer and, like, just gets hit by a car. And then all of a sudden she turns into, like, a mass murderer.
Yeah, deep down, is your character a psychopath?
But then you risk your life for a deer. Makes no sense.
Again, I don't know. I just figured you were taking revenge on all of your fallen brothers of deer and sisters of deer. You're just an angry deer. You finally woke up as a deer and you realized, man, they've been having a hard time all this way. I'm gonna go ahead and fight back for the deer.
I should say I got to the very end.
Literally
and
the very end.
I lost. And I was like, I don't care if I play this anymore.
It literally said, final boss. And this one, yeah, I'm good. Just quit.
Yeah, I lost the first run against, myself. I'm the type of person, if I'm really not liking something, I don't need to finish it. If it's a book, it's a movie, last chapter, last 5 minutes of a movie, you suck, I put you down. I don't care.
Yeah. I'll be shocked if she makes it through our marriage. No,
I was just gonna ask about that actually. You have a short window. If you screw up for a solid week straight, she's done.
I know.
Done.
She's not having fun anymore. I quit.
I never thought
I
of
can
myself as
quit
a
you.
quitter, but I mean,
I like how you denied it too. You didn't even bother denying it. You're like, no, you're an exception.
I like to keep you on your toes.
Wow, thanks, babe. But yeah, I thought this game was trying to be some sort of symbolism. I tried Googling it, see if anyone else had any other theories. There's none. And it's just like, okay. For me, I thought this game was going to, like, looking at the trailer, I thought you were going to be a deer and you're trying to save humanity. Because, a human just sacrificed their life to save you. But instead, no, you just kill everybody and kill everything.
I mean, from the trailer, I didn't get that at all. The trailer shows you had gun antlers and all of those things, so I assumed you were just a weird deer. Like, I don't know, I kind of just assumed it was a goat simulator, that there really wasn't any purpose to what you were doing. Although, at this point, I guess Goat Simulator does have plenty of purpose with all its different
have you
add-ons.
played Goat Simulator?
I've dipped my toes. I had a friend who I was playing on their Xbox, and they had, like, everything. So I put, like, 5 minutes into, like, all the different versions. But, yeah, I know that Goat Simulator is almost in its own little world at this point. But that aside, I felt like it was just kind of like that as a base game, as core of what it is. It was just like, I don't know, you're a deer running around wreaking havoc, and that's what I expected this game to be, and then it lived up to that, at least. So
See,
I don't know.
I strongly disagree. So I played Goat Simulator and I loved Goat Simulator. That's why I was excited for this game. I thought Deer Simulator was gonna be like Goat Simulator, filled with a bunch, like, a really cool interactive map where you're doing interesting things. Like, it's a bunch of essentially ton of mini games scattered throughout the town that you're doing. But that's not what you do in Deer Simulator. In Deer Simulator, you have, like, you either are attacking the town, which is, like, your main objective, and summoning the police and defeating the police. And there's two worlds. And so in the first world, both worlds you're fighting the police. But in the first world, you can play Othello is essentially what it is, where you have the pieces are cows and you're changing the color of the cows. Whoever has the most colors wins the game. Then there's, like, two very simple puzzles. Literally, it has a picture of a creature that you have to put on the puzzle, on the button, and that's the puzzle. And that was it for the first world. And then the second world, you have, like, a rotating puzzle game, which was very easy. You have two bosses, and you fight the police again. And that is it. That is all the gameplay you're doing. And it was so lackluster. I was so disappointed. Because at first I thought, this is hilarious. I'm a deer riding a horse. Super comical looking. But that wore off within, like, 2 minutes. And then I was just like, what am I doing in this game? Like, there's nothing to do.
At first, I hated that when you went to the new world, you lost all your weapons and stuff, but you can just, what are they? You said they were coffins?
Yeah.
You just destroy coffins and you get a ton of guns, and then you can just fight the police so easily. You don't actually have to work for it, because the first time that I was playing, I was, like, destroying the buildings and stuff, and then I realized, wait, I don't even need to do this. They make it so easy.
I don't know. See, this is one of those games that I can't. What was the last one that you were super angry about? And
Those past couple ones.
I mean, I guess the last
Pit.
month.
Into the Pit was the last. The one I was.
No, in particular, where it was like a 2-hour game, and all you could do was complain about how it didn't have enough to do. But it's 2 hours of gameplay. It's not like I'm not sitting down and playing this game for 10 hours, and I'm not going to go back and play a ton of it. But I think I actually had like 3+ hours logged, because I don't know, I was just kind of messing around because I just thought it was funny destroying the town. But that aside, it's so hard for me to be so negative about, like, oh, it had all these small things, or it didn't have all these big things in it. Like, yeah, it was 2 hours of gameplay. It wasn't 20 hours of gameplay to get all that.
I just don't think there was enough humor in it for me, because I said, like, earlier that a half an hour in, I was kind of already done with it, and I feel like they should have had more humor, more things to destroy, or, like, different ways to go about it or something.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just, like, the fact that it is such a short game and I was done with it so quickly, that's why I kind of just have this really negative reaction to it.
Yeah, for me, okay. I think my biggest reaction is also, I do agree with you, Keith. You make a good point. This is Game Pass, 2 hours. I did not waste my time. Like, whatever. I was in, out, done. For me, it was such a boring 2 hours. Like, there wasn't really too much I found fun. By the way, Goat Simulator is on Game Pass. 100% rather play Goat Simulator over this game.
I'm not comparing this to Goat Simulator in the aspect of like quality. Don't get me wrong there. I am not saying that this is anywhere close to what Goat Simulator is. I'm just saying on the basic principle of it.
Okay, yes. But for me, it's still, this is why I give it a pass, because I'm like, if I'm going to recommend a game like this, I would just 100% say go Goat Simulator. If you want, the best thing about Deeeer Simulator, sorry to get ahead, fantastic for achievement hunters. This game is super quick, done, over it. But you know what's crazy? How much would you pay for this game? Have you guys looked at the price tag for this game if you paid for it?
I'd pay $4.99 tops.
I wouldn't buy it.
This is a $20 game.
Oh, that's a ripoff.
That is insane.
I will say that.
And you said
This
there's
game
DLC,
is,
right?
Yes, there
On
is.
top of that.
There's DLC, and I was actually tempted to buy it because I was like, oh, you know what, this is gonna be a short episode. Maybe we can cover more on it. I checked out the DLC, and it has like a 2-star rating. Everyone's like, you get like 3 different cosmetics. You can change your skin to like a lion or giraffe or like something else. And then you get like a vehicle, which is like a boat. And everyone's like, then there's like 1 or 2 more bosses. And everyone's like, there's not enough content on this. Not worth your time. It's $5. And I was just like, okay, yeah, I'm passing. Because once you beat the game, you unlock a dragon. And the dragon instantly like kills everything. So everyone's like, once you beat the game and have the dragon, like there's no point in getting like the vehicle and the DLC. They're like, so the DLC is really not worth your time. So yeah, I did not do the DLC. But yeah, this is a $20 game base.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay $20 for this game. I wouldn't recommend anyone pay $20 for this game. I would recommend playing it on Game Pass if you have Game Pass. That's the only time I would recommend playing it. And I don't know. Again, like DLC, I would have paid like $1 or like 99 cents, $1.99, something like that, maybe.
I paid most $1. And that's just honestly just to get the achievements.
Oh, there was actually more achievements to it? I didn't know.
Oh, the DLC? No. There's none in the DLC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But but like as far as like the gameplay goes, as we said, you're getting guns and you can shoot people. But what also was for me was a huge miss. As you can see in the trailer, your deer stretches its neck and essentially you become like Spider-Man. You swing around, you can let go, you can literally like Tarzan rope around and swing around like Spider-Man. They did nothing with that. I never used that ability. I forgot I had that ability.
Yeah, that was a forgotten thing. I think I used it intentionally maybe 3 or 4 times.
And it stinks because it was a fun mechanic, but they just didn't do anything with it.
I used it to climb up and get a gun, but
you didn't even use the gun.
gun. It wasn't special. I already had it. I think for me, my biggest gripe is, a mini gripe is that when you pick up the swords or lightsabers, you have to hold left trigger.
Yeah.
Or whatever button it is. But then in one of the boss fights, guns don't work, even though they can use guns on you. Like you can pick it up, but it doesn't do anything.
Well, specifically the final boss fight.
Yes, the final boss fight. And then with the swords, you can't hit them if you're too close to them with the sword. That is cockamamie. What are you talking about? I have to back up and not directly hit you. There's got to be some space. Like, isn't me getting closer, that's actually harder because, you don't want to get too close to the enemy because they can hit you. How does that make sense? You don't actually hit them with the sword. That was the most irritating thing in the entire world.
I mean, I'm going to guess it's just a bad gameplay mechanic, quite honestly, because there's quite a few of those. This is definitely I don't even want to say it's quickly put together because I assume they put a lot of time and effort into this game. I don't know, it just doesn't seem easy to make a video game. But at the same token, they didn't polish anything. And so I think they just came out with a product that they were happy with and they said, let's roll with this. There's nothing overly buggy, but there are some bugs in
stuck.
it. And
the camera will go wonky.
Liz got stuck like within the first 5 minutes. She was stuck between a bush and a building, and she's like, "I'm stuck."
Okay, I didn't say it like that.
No, I got stuck quite a few times.
And then the camera during certain fights and stuff, you would just be like, "Oh, well, I guess I don't need to see anything. I'll just shoot and hope for the best."
Yeah, I think it was like the park benches. Like you could go up and I think it was Y was the interact button. And it was like ride, and I think it was the park benches that I would try to quote unquote ride, and it would just put me in this weird
sitting
invisible
position,
bubble.
right?
Yeah, and you would just get stuck there until you died or just reloaded
Yeah,
the
it
game.
would just cross my legs, and I'm like, that's weird. I don't.
Yeah, something was broken there. I think it was like you would sit down and the bench would break, and then you couldn't like basically undo the mechanic. Either way, it was bad, and I think there was a lot of functional issues with this game. I absolutely agree there.
Well, the game's designed to be
Kinda
quirky.
janky?
Yeah, quirkily janky. If that was English.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to say something is intentionally designed poorly, but in this case, it kind of feels like it was.
Would you knock over, Keith?
Oh, Amber dropped her water bottle.
Okay, I'm just gonna gloss over that noise there.
Yeah, no one has to notice that. It didn't happen.
Amber just passed out. She's unconscious on the floor. Don't worry about it, guys. Let's keep going.
Yes, I would have casually shrugged my shoulders if she passed out. You're right.
Babe, I'm recording. Stop. Do that later.
Can you not?
But yeah, so this game, it definitely isn't polished. This is what I mean. To me, this game just felt like it was so slapped together. There wasn't anything thought out on it. They put a high price tag on it just to see if people will buy it. I don't know. Granted, this is on Game Pass. I know. I keep bringing up how much it is or whatever. I apologize. It's just, I don't know. I was just so bored. I wanted more out of this game.
I don't know. I get that it could have had so much more, and there could have been so many more fun things that could have been done with it, but I wasn't bored. I don't know. I thought it was just enough, and again, that's why I think I'm so okay with it.
The majority of things you are shooting and attacking are buildings. Like, I don't know. That's not a fun mechanic. Yeah, you got to do cool things. You got to go up to people and say hi, which is really goofy. Your character stands up and goes, hi, and it's a deer. And
You
people
can
just
dance with them, turn them into a deer. Like, yeah. And for me, when I turned them into a deer, it was just annoying because they kept following me around.
Yeah, they kind of help you fight. But I was hoping to like be able to like possess 20 people and have like a zombie horde, but they weren't good. Like they never fought well.
See, I just had fun with it. Like you're right. They didn't do much, but they did enough. And I don't know. I spent a good 10 or 15 minutes just messing around, just running back and forth. Like I would just fight the cops that way, and I wouldn't shoot at them. I wouldn't do anything else. I would just let the people run into them, and it made me laugh because they were also invincible. So there was that. Like they couldn't die once they were deer.
Oh, they were? Oh, I thought they still did.
Yeah, or like or you could shoot. You couldn't shoot through them, but you couldn't hurt them either. But yeah, they just didn't take damage when they were in deer form. So I don't know. I thought it was kind of fun. Yeah, it wasn't anything overwhelmingly like great about it, but it was fun and I enjoyed it.
I feel like a stick in the mud because it's a fun, quirky game, and I mean there is some humor in it, but I'm just like I feel like just
there's some humor. I'd say very lightly.
It's very light. Yeah, there's a few moments where I chuckled in particular, like the beginning of the game. I spent probably a good 5+ minutes going through every single one of like the 30 different things. I was like, oh, I'm going to make the most hideous character. And also by about the last one, I went, why am I doing this? I thought I'm a deer in this game.
Yeah.
And then I hit okay and I started the game and I went, and I died.
I did think that was kind of comical. They give you such an elaborate character designer and you literally just kill your character right away.
Yeah, like that's the type of comedy I like. Like, and again, you can't do a whole game based on that, but that in particular, like, really made me laugh because it worked up to this whole big thing to then just like slap you in the face, I guess. And it just, I don't know, I wasn't expecting it. And then otherwise throughout the game, it was more just like, that's kind of funny to see. Or, you know, like you said, like riding on the back of a giant horse as a deer. Like I kind of chuckled about a few things, but nothing was overwhelmingly funny.
Yeah.
I do wonder, I don't know if you had the same thought. Is it like a Matrix reference or a Rick and Morty reference at the end when you kill yourself as the deer? Like you kill the other deer and then you go and you bury the body.
And there's other deers. I mean,
yeah.
Oh yeah, Rick and Morty. I can see that.
You could argue that with a good amount of time travel things have done that kind of thing.
I guess.
Where there's numerous bodies of the same person.
Where basically your fate is ultimately just to fight yourself forever.
Yeah. Which, well, by the way, I mean, the grave you put the last body in, it's full now, so it's like, now where are you going to put all the dead bodies?
Well, that's a good point, actually. Did you break the cycle?
I did both endings. I mean, I got all the achievements.
Well, yeah. Same.
I don't know. For me, just like, what just irritated me, like, everything just didn't seem done. Like, so this is an indie game, and usually indie games like to do homages to other indie games. So there is one in this one where you become a piece of toast, which is supposed to be an homage to the indie game I Am Bread. But like everything in this game, it seemed very half-baked, if you would. It just like you became a piece of toast, but you didn't do anything with it. You literally just kind of flopped around a little bit, and I was like, well, this is really pointless. I just felt like this game was like trying so hard to come up with a bunch of mini games like Goat Simulator. They just didn't flesh anything out. The only thing fleshed out was the character, the character creator at the beginning. Which,
Yeah.
here's a little tip: whenever you create your character, you are fighting your human form as the final boss. So
I
don't
just
know.
did
I just-
random.
I was too
I tried
lazy
to make
do
mine
random.
heinous. Just a hideous creature. I think it looked about the same as your character did at the end. This weird elongated jaw with a mouth open. You just see teeth and whatever else. It was pretty ugly looking to begin with. So
I feel like you need to get images of all the characters that you make, Keith, and just make a collage.
I think I
That'd be
could
the-
still find that.
Terrifying
I have-
collage.
I have some good screenshots of it. I think my all-time favorite one though was it The Witcher?
No, probably Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter. Oh, my Monster Hunter character.
You did old
Oh
Greg.
gosh, that
Make it
Oh, Greg.
artwork. Just have your house just be filled with that artwork.
Can I sell NFTs of that? Is that possible? I don't know how NFTs work.
I don't know. Yeah, could you sell an NFT of a character in a trademarked game?
I should be able to because those things are something. They're something to behold.
But yeah, did any of you guys find any of the boss fights at all interesting?
No.
I thought the last one against yourself was annoying.
It was
Mostly just because of how the camera design. Hold on. The way that the camera controls and angles took place, it was wonky, it was weird. The only thing I liked about it is that if every time you died, it just gave you another heart.
Yeah.
So at one point I just kept dying on purpose so I could just get myself up to like 10 or 12 hearts. I was like, all right, there we go. I'll just get through this now.
Is it a printer?
Yeah, what's that noise?
Oh, jeez. Is that really picking that up? It's my phone vibrating.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if I was hearing things. I'm glad you said something. I was like,
No, sorry. I didn't realize that it was audible on my microphone. So, you're welcome, everybody.
I said earlier, I thought that they were either too easy or they were stupid, like the sword thing.
Yeah.
So for me, I never found them enjoyable. I never thought that it was a fun challenge. Before the boss fights, whenever you're fighting the police, that's all you have to do is run in a circle and shoot. You don't have to do anything special at all for any of them. And so for me, the combat just really fell flat.
Yeah, I wish this game just had honestly, it's weird to say. I wish this game had platforming because I really wanted to use the neck stretching ability because that was such a focal point with this game where it's like, oh, stretch your neck. I mean, heck, the loading screen is the deer stretching its neck. They did nothing with
true.
that. I was so sad in that.
You can jump so high too that if you're fighting, just jump really high and backwards and you'll give all the space that you need.
Yep.
Also true.
So Keith, by the end of this, you I think probably played the most because you said you beat this in 3 hours.
Yeah.
At the end of it, you weren't like, wow, I'm done.
I didn't hate it. I was done. I was complete. I felt like I didn't need to play any more of it, and I didn't really want to play any more of it. Sure, but I wasn't angry about it. I was just like, oh, okay, cool. I finished everything. I don't need to do anything with this anymore.
I'm not angry about it.
You are so angry about this game.
I'm just disappointed.
We need to
I'm
play...
like the parrot. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
No, you're angry, and I can tell the difference.
We need to play a game that has a lot of story, a lot of fun gameplay. I feel like you want a really long, Witcher-esque game. I feel like you need that.
Kind of. I mean, we might have a couple coming up. Well, we do have a couple coming up, and I'm ready to play them because I will say, I think it just stinks too. We're doing a lot of these short games, as I said before, because a lot of us are on holiday. Me and Liz were just out of town now visiting family. So these simple games are great. They were kind of something to kind of just sit down real quick and do. It just wasn't, I don't know. I was disappointed in it. That's all.
Would you call this a palate cleanser?
No. I would call it, I don't know what I'd call it. Because like I said, I don't even know if I'd consider this a web browser game.
Did you like the graphics?
The art style I thought was good. It worked. It worked with this game's quirkiness, like what the game was trying to do.
Like when the deer runs, it was kind of comical.
Yeah, how it stood up on two legs and in running, and the sound effects with it. The way that this game is just a ton of polygons, so it made some things humorous. You know, the Corky, the boss, will start spinning around. The way your deer stretches its neck, like there's things about it that the art style to it is a nice choice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually. It's funny because I'm gonna kind of go the opposite. Because in some ways, like it was almost like N64 level,
A little bit.
and like in the fact of like some of the artifacting that would take place. Like if you would get too close to buildings, you'd like your camera would merge through it and just do like wonky things like that. I kind of didn't care for all of that, and that was sort of what I was getting most annoyed with about the game. But I also agree that it fit what I think the game was trying to accomplish. So, well done on doing a bad job.
Yeah. The one thing I didn't like in the future world, the cow with like the baby's face. That thing
Yeah,
was weird.
what was up with that?
That for me, that was the weirdest thing. Where it's like, what the heck is this?
I didn't understand a lot of things. Like I didn't understand like the temple there, and then you can walk on water. There's so many weird things that it wasn't cohesive at all.
A flying fish.
Yeah, like I don't understand. Like they were just like, oh, I feel like it looks flat. What should we add? And they just asked a bunch of kids, like, what do you want to see in a video game?
Yeah, you made a good point. I legitimately think they consulted a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Hey, like, what would you want to put in this world? Let's have a zebra and have a donkey riding a horse, like just like random
and a
things.
koala climbing the building
That shoots
like the
lasers out of its eyes.
skyscraper. And yeah, and the sheep, they bounce around up and down when they're coming after you.
The police cars are actually polar bears with police cars on their back. Like it's like an acid trip, or is designed by a 5-year-old.
Yeah,
Which I
like
tried
The
to
Good
look.
Life.
Yeah, that's actually a good
That
point.
was the exact same thing you said about The Good Life.
That's a good point. But the Good Life had more gameplay than this.
Oh, it did. Oh, it did.
Yeah, baby. I
Sometimes
still hear that
it's
phrase
too
in my
much.
head all the time.
If there's a catchphrase in this, that would have really worked.
Yeah, I don't think I would have wanted to hear voice acting in this game. I was fine with it what it was.
Like I said, your deer says hi.
Yeah, I mean, cool. I guess.
They paid someone like $1,000 to do that.
I hope so.
That was-
I hope
that was-
someone
that was most of
got
their
paid on that.
What if they hired someone like Tom Hanks? They're like, just say hi. He costs over $100,000, but we wanted him to say hi in this game.
For one word, he said $100,000.
That was our entire budget.
But see, I guess I'll transition us here, unless you guys have more to say on graphics. Is that overall, I think the sound effects were largely fine for the game, but correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm confusing this game, but it had like classical music in the background the whole time.
Yeah,
and
it did.
I kind of liked that.
Yeah.
So as far as the soundtrack goes, I was kind of digging it.
When you get to the future world, there's a jukebox you can equip on your back, and it just keeps playing like the same beat over and over again. But it's a relatively enjoyable soundtrack.
Yeah, I will give it that I actually really liked the music.
But I think the sound
Solid
effects are
okay.
annoying.
Like what?
Like you were saying, Liz, when you hold a sword, you have to be running, and when you run, it does like a tum drum of just you running. So if you're using the sword, you're constantly hearing that.
Andrew
over and over
hates
again.
repetitive sounds. If you're new to the podcast,
Well, the final boss fight, you're fighting. You have to use the sword, so you're just kind of hearing these noises. And so I didn't care for that. The
Well,
sheep,
it's not really the final boss either.
yeah, I guess.
I keep saying that, but it's not.
Yeah, some of the sound effects though were a little annoying, but this isn't a long game, so it obviously didn't overstay its welcome with the unpleasant noises. But
Yeah, I just didn't use the sword because it was annoying and wasn't good to use. So I just got all the guns and shot with guns.
yeah, but I mean, like you said though, the soundtrack's at least good. Yeah, the final boss fight. Yeah, it's playing. Was it Ride of the Valkyries? Yeah, another classical
Yeah, I
music
think
song,
so.
and yeah, it's pleasant. It's probably the most pleasant thing on this game.
Negative Nancy.
I will say, besides the cow baby, I liked the designs of the creatures. Like, it is kind of funny that it's a polar bear that has it's like a turtle, but its shell is a police car. And then when you go to the future, it's like a mech. It's literally a transformer. It's a police car that tries to like a police car, then it transforms into a polar bear, and it's like the designs of the creatures are kind of cool.
Yeah, and then the bunnies riding in the hippo's mouth. And well, first they're bunny snipers in the first world, and then they go to bunny snipers riding in a giant hippo's mouth, or like mech hippo actually.
The sheeps have a buff dude body. And they throw like lightning sheep at you. This game is just, if you haven't figured out, this game is buck wild.
Yeah.
You like what I did there?
Oh yeah. I forgot you said you were gonna work that one in. You've been practicing that one all week.
I have. I've been trying to think of my deer puns.
Oh dear. Achievements.
Yeah.
Andrew, you already said it all. They're there, and they're easy, and you can get them within a couple hours.
Yeah, I think if you did a walkthrough, you could easily be done with this game in an hour. Maybe an hour and 20.
I'd say less.
I mean, probably.
Once again, though, this game, I don't know why it did this. It has a handful of achievements that are secret achievements. So, of course, I had to look them up.
I didn't understand.
Yeah, I didn't get that because this game clearly isn't much of a story for spoilers or anything like that. So it's like, why do this? Answer me this, Deeeer Simulator. Why would you do this?
Just to irritate you.
I think purely, honestly, just to make you try to explore the game. Like, they forgot the internet exists, and I can just look that up. They're like, "Ooh, here's how you'll just explore a world that we've created more, because we're gonna make you try to find different things." Like, before I actually I tried to just go through, and that's another reason it took me 3.5 hours, because I fought looking up achievements for, I don't know, at least until I beat the game, I guess. And at that point, I think I was missing like 3 of them that weren't the one that's complete the entire game, which is the final one. But it was, yeah, like I spent, I don't know, good 15 minutes trying to fight that holographic giant koala. Well, you don't need to. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can just kill the first one.
I didn't know you could fight it.
Yeah, of course you can fight it. And actually, it's like slightly harder to kill, and it tracks you down a little quicker. So it's actually kind of a pain in the butt because it's like an instant kill if it hits you. So yeah, I spent a good couple of lives like trying to go back and kill it. And I was like, let me even look if I need to kill this thing. And then I realized I didn't. Well, screw this. I'm done. I'm gonna go find out the other things I need to kill.
And this is what I mean though. The game didn't reward your exploration. Not like Goat Simulator. Goat Simulator was all about just playing in this sandbox. I did not want to play in this sandbox because somebody pooped in the sandbox. I don't want to get out of it.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to get into our final thoughts here because, this episode's almost as long as the game as it is because this is not a long game.
We are approaching that.
Do you want me to go first, Keith, or am I too negative?
No, you know what? I'm going to go first.
Okay.
So I'm apparently the only person in this podcast that likes this game. And I'm not going to tell you why you should play it. You've already heard me talk about it. The thing is, it's fun to play. I don't know. You can play it for as long as I did, but you really don't have to. You can be done with it in 2 hours. And it's fun enough for what it is. It was something, I wouldn't call it a palate cleanser, but it was just something different. Sometimes I find myself just always going back to the same games, and it was just a nice little shake-up, something to play for a little bit. Awesome for achievement hunters because it's 1,000 gamer score, easy. Like, you almost have to try not to get them. And I don't see any reason why I wouldn't say it's worth playing. At least if someone were to ask me about it. I might not go out of my way to recommend it, but if someone said, "Hey, is this worth playing?" I'm going to say, "Yeah, it's worth your time." And that's why. But I think as like an honest score of it though, it's really nothing more than like a 71. It's not a great high scoring game. But if you want to check it out, definitely do it because it is actually kind of fun despite what Andrew and Liz might want you to believe. So Andrew, go ahead and give it your 45.
I wasn't going to give it a 45, but I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, did I have more fun with this game or Into the Pit? And Into the Pit, I gave a 50. And I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, let me get into this while I mull over my score here. As I said with Deeeer Simulator, I absolutely don't really recommend it. And the only person I truly recommend this for is achievement hunters. But if you're looking for, when you see the trailer, like, this game looks absolutely insane. It's going to be hilarious. It's going to be a fun trip. It's not. I found the gameplay frustrating. It's very boring. you don't really do anything with your abilities. The boss fights aren't interesting. This is a very sad package. It's just a disappointment. If my mom described me as a game, it'd probably be this game. So
It got dark in here.
Keith nods like, yeah, probably. Thanks, Keith. So it just, I don't know. I really didn't. I chuckled for the first like 2 seconds when I was watching Liz play, and then when I was playing, I was like, oh, this is really kind of boring. I just wish there was more to do. There wasn't any really mini games. There wasn't anything fun. There was no reward for exploration or just having fun in the world. So it's just like, all right, because even too, there's just two worlds. You have the present world and the future world, which is essentially a kind of a reskinning. There's like some new weapons, but it's not an interesting world. You know what, Keith? I'm going to give it a 46 because I'm not going to give you that satisfaction. Yeah, I didn't. I had more fun with Into the Pit. Yes, I do agree, Keith. This is a short game. Do I feel like, oh man, I wasted my time? Absolutely not. I feel bad for anyone who actually paid money for this game, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, I will agree with you on that. I have before, and I will again.
So yeah, this is on Game Pass. If you're looking for a fun, enjoyable time, like I said, Goat Simulator is on Game Pass. 100% check that game out over this.
I was originally going to give it a 50. And then Keith said 45, and I was like, oh, that sounds better. But then I was like, oh, I kind of feel bad.
Yeah, you can't let Keith get that satisfaction of actually guessing credit.
I feel like 47 is a good score for it.
I'm 46 and 47.
Kind of feel bad at the same time because I didn't despise this game. You know, for me, the story, if it made even like a smidgen of sense, I feel like I would have liked it more. Like, you're going to push a deer? Like, how is a human going to push a deer with that much force? And then also you become evil. And then I didn't like it. I didn't even get to the final boss, and I asked Andrew, I'm like, did I play enough for this week? Knowing I didn't even reach like the time amount, because I mean nobody would spend that much.
5 hours.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine we actually charged ourselves. We're like, no, guys, we always said you have to do 5 hours. Keep playing. We got to do 5 hours.
Yeah. I mean, usually we do so much more because we at least like something of the game. I didn't get to the boss, and I was like, am I done yet? And he's like, you're almost there. You're almost there. And so, yeah, for me, I don't know. But I also feel bad because it is quirky. It's fairly original. I did like the first 30 minutes would have been a different score. That's why I'm like, oh, I kind of feel bad. I just hate being a negative Nancy, you know? But looking at Metacritic, TBD for critics and users, there's only one written review for the Xbox One. Someone who gave it a 6. Fun, very short game. Controls felt decent and easy to learn. I gave a lower score due to graphics and screen tear. So that's a nice.
I forgot to mention controls. I hated the right analog stick where you're aiming. Incredibly sensitive. I turned it all the way down, and I still felt like it was still pretty sensitive.
Yeah,
I
did move that way.
Yeah. Like, it's real. I could not imagine. I wanted to see what it was if you put it on maximum sensitivity, how sensitive it is. But I was having such a hard time aiming. Luckily,
targeting in general was kind of an issue.
Yeah. Luckily, majority of the enemies you're fighting are like as tall as a bus. So.
Well, for me, it was the screen moving too fast.
Yeah.
That's what I lowered. And it was weird. The first time I played it was fine. The second time I played it, it must have switched somehow. I never went to the settings, so I don't know how that happened. But I got real dizzy.
Yeah.
So I just switched out.
I think maybe that's a difference too between like maybe you and I, Liz. Maybe not Andrew, but I played this game in just one sitting. I just sat down, I powered through it, and then I was done. I think if I had come back to it, I probably wouldn't have. I don't want to say wouldn't have liked it as much, but I think it would have bothered me because again, I think at that point I would have felt like the game took too much time, and then it would. As soon as the game becomes a time drag, it's just not worth it. And
yeah,
that's why I also just I don't know. I didn't feel like it needed a story. I think it was. But I also don't like stories in games, so like, there's that. But this, like, I don't like when games try to force it in for no reason. Sometimes a game can just be some dumb gameplay for dumb gameplay's sake, and I think that's what this should have been entirely.
And I agree with you. Not to get all over this again. I do agree with you, Keith. But like I said, there just wasn't gameplay. You could ride a horse. You can ride a fish. You can do all these different things, but like there wasn't a game with it. There wasn't any mini games. There was nothing to really explore and have fun with.
I felt like
Sorry, game made you use your imagination a little bit. It didn't just do all the
I played
creativity
video
for you.
games not to work. Do the things for me.
I felt like every time I played less and less, like smaller and smaller increments, because I just didn't want to play it.
Yeah,
and that's how I know that I don't like a game, when I'm like have to like make myself play it, and then after like 15, 20 minutes, I'm like, I should go do the dishes. You know?
You did what, 3 sittings?
I don't know. Felt like an eternity.
But there's been a couple times though where you said that, where you're like, I don't want to play, and then once you finally put enough time in, and you hit that like 3-4 hour mark, then you're like, oh, this game's actually fun.
Oh yeah, but there's.
But it's
I'm
not
not
happening with
gonna-
this game. Let's be honest.
Not much is changing.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you all so much for joining us. If you have a game recommendation, please give us some good games.
Oh, was there any listener reviews?
Javier from Nerd Talk Plus said, I found Deeeer Simulator to be as charming as it is wonky. It's a very strange game with an even stranger gameplay. I highly enjoy the weirdness and ways you can find secrets. Maybe once I'm completely done with the space game, I'll get the DLC and unlock the final form. Till then, I'll keep enjoying the ride. I give Deeeer Simulator 7 E's out of 10. But if you have a game recommendation, please email us at GamePassGrabBag@gmail.com. We're also on Facebook, Game Pass Grab Bag, where I usually post the pictures of games we're playing, so please tell us your review, and we'll read it on the podcast. I've been your hardcore gamer host, Andrew. You can find me Xbox Live, Fiber 01952.
I've been Keith, and apparently I'm the only one who likes games anymore.
This has like become a topsy-turvy podcast. Keith is always the negative one, saying no to all these games.
It's really weird. You're in some kind of funk. We need to get you out of it.
I mean,
He can't get his ranks up enough in Halo, and he's mad about it.
Are you kidding me? I'm already plat 6 and climbing. But no, it's just because I'm playing games I like. It's not like I'm playing these games. I'm like, this sucks. I don't know. I just need to have you guys play the games I'm playing because I'm digging the games I'm playing at least.
Yeah, why don't you pick one?
I probably will.
Okay, well,
Whoa.
I'm Liz the Noob, gamertag coming on Dean. I'm on Twitter as Noob is ZW, and at least I'm not as negative as Andrew this last couple of weeks.
Not that negative. I am honestly a lot more tame with this episode than
I'm
Into
just
the Pit.
saying I'm excited because I do feel like it was going between me and Keith about like who is more negative about video games.
And now I'm
know?
just like,
and now
I'll take the crown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Anyway.
Bye, guys.
As I was trying to say goodbye to everyone, thank you all so much for joining. We love you all. We hope to see you again next week.
See how much faster we were at it?
The phrase you're looking for, Liz, is rude.